Hello everybody, good morning, welcome to the United Stand. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your latest Manchester United news the morning after the night before. How are you all feeling this morning? A very disappointing night for Manchester United. We'll be reacting to what Erik ten Hag and Bruno Fernandes had to say. Is it time to drop Andre Onana? Is it time to face some hard truths about not only Onana, but Manchester United's defence as well? Also, we'll be talking about Timo Werner, who we spoke a couple of days ago. Apparently he's rejected the chance of joining Manchester United. And the big news story is that Raphael Varane is available for sale in January. Manchester United will listen to offers. Absolutely incredible. I mean, look, I don't want to say I told you so because I don't like those words. I told you so is not constructive. But this was always going to happen. This was always going to happen. I've got something very interesting that I'm working on for the preview tonight at 8 o'clock, so don't miss it, about how Ten Hag changed the tactics again yesterday. And I'll scrutinise that more because I've not heard anybody to say. But I think what I'm going to say straight away is that when you play survival football, this is what happens. And it's very easy to scapegoat, and we've got to be very careful about scapegoating because there's actually a lot of ingredients in this. Ten Hag was asked about Onana last night and basically said, you know, it's disappointing when you make individual mistakes, but it's always about the team. But you dismantled the goalkeeping situation, Erik. I mean, I'm Erik ten Hag in, but I'm never going to agree with what he did with the goalkeeping situation. But more importantly, there's a deeper meaning to why Man United fail. And yes, last night was because of goals conceded from mistakes by the goalkeeper. But I think Galatasaray had quite a lot of chances. Which we're going to scrutinise. Like Everton had a lot of chances. We have been cruising for a bruising for weeks. These 1-0s against Fulham and Luton have been masking the truth, which has been happening in the Champions League. Now, why are we conceding so many goals in the Champions League but getting clean sheets in the Premier League? Is it as simple that teams finish better in the Champions League? I do not know, but there is a bigger problem than Andre Onana, and we should not be scrutinising the individuality too much when the overall picture is an absolute farce. And you've got to ask why that is. We've been playing survival football for the last few weeks. This 5 wins out of 6 in the Premier League hasn't been convincing. We've got away with it. Look at the next few games. I think it's going to get worse. I think if he sticks with the team he's picking, it's going to get worse. If I was a Premier League manager, if I was Pochettino or Eddie Howe, I'd be rubbing my hands together at playing against that defence and that midfield. I'd be rubbing my hands together. If a team like Galatasaray can score 3 against Man United, then Newcastle can score 5 or 6. If Erik ten Hag doesn't drop Onana, he's done for, says MUFC. Well, I want to talk about Onana because it's a big talking point, and effectively, I want to talk about this Varane situation as well, because that's the breaking news. Let's start off with the Varane story. So it's coming in from a number of outlets, and I think The Athletic reported it yesterday or the day before as well. I read it on some site, that Manchester United will listen to offers for Raphael Varane. Look, the Sancho situation is separate, although people will try and make it a collective. The Sancho situation is separate because that was a public fallout. The Varane situation has been very, very private. On the one hand, you've got Erik ten Hag talking about how Manchester United can play really well away from home, like he did in his press conference the other day. And he constantly references the Nou Camp. Who was man of the match in the Nou Camp? Raphael Varane. Like, you're not how can you reference a performance from last season when you're not picking the team from last season? Raphael Varane is better than Lindelof and he's better than Maguire. I'm not saying that Lindelof and Maguire played badly last night. I thought they did okay. But Raphael Varane is better. He's a better leader. He's got better experience. He's a better player. You are a better team with Raphael Varane in it. Why is he not in the team? Because the manager's proving a point. And if you're proving a point at Manchester United, you better prove the point. And he's not proving the point. What we've got here is a manager's ego against a player, and we're losing. Well, we may as well have lost yesterday because we had to win. You can't have that at Manchester United when you're playing shit. You cannot be the boss if you're not going to turn it around quickly. You cannot make a statement and drop players unless you're going to win. Sir Alex Ferguson was the master of this. I've said it so many times. We went to Ellen Road. He dropped David Beckham for Chadwick. Everyone went, oh shit, what's he doing? We won 1-0. Lesson learned. Beckham watches from the stands. realises this team can win without him, buckles down and works. Varane's watching this going, look at this calamity at the back. Did you know against Galatasaray last night, they had 16 shots. 16 shots. 11 in the box. I don't think any of their goals was from in the box. I think maybe the third goal was in the box. The other two were free kicks. So that means they had 10 shots in our box. And only one goal was scored from them. We are conceding, you know, whether you want to get onto Onana or not, we conceded 10 shots in the box against Galatasaray yesterday. Against Everton, 14 shots in the box. 14 shots in the box against Everton. They didn't score any of them with bad finishing. Even Luton had 7 shots in the box and Copenhagen 8. We are conceding a lot of chances. Just look at the stats, mate. You can feel like we're unlucky last night, but we're conceding double-figure chances in the box in the last 2 games. And then we're trying to pin it on the goalkeeper. Quite rightly, the goalkeeper is at fault, but we're not defending well. Ten Hag said it after the game. We are not defending well. These clean sheets are a little bit of a myth. Like, when you're conceding 10 shots in the box, I'm looking at that as Sean Dyche and the Galatasaray coach and saying, why aren't we scoring more of them? I mean, I remember Torreira having 2 free headers in the first 10 minutes yesterday. We are conceding a lot of chances. Our defence is not good. And it's not good because he dismantled last season's defence. Last season, I remember us constantly saying that our success last year was not built on a good attack. It was moments. It was moments last season on the attack. Last season was built on a strong back 6. De Gea, the back 4, Casemiro. That's what got us 3rd place. 17 clean sheets. 17 clean sheets. Nearly half our games we kept a clean sheet. At home, we only conceded 10 goals in 18 Premier League games. Last season was built on a strong defence. That's why we were successful. He's dismantled that defence. De Gea's not here anymore. Varane is sat on the bench. Martinez is injured. Casemiro is injured. Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka have only just come back. That defence is dismantled. Some of it's not his fault. Some of it is. But this whole put Varane up for sale, you're selling one of our best players last season. You are weakening this team. You are trying another rebuild in the middle of a fucking season. Who's the replacement for Varane? Silva? Probably not in January. Todibo? It's going to take time to settle. I don't know who's giving the advice at Manchester United, but I come back to the same thing again. Our defence is not playing well. They're getting away with it. In the Premier League, they're getting away with it. That clean sheet against Everton was a bloody joke. They should have scored at least 3. Oh, we got a clean sheet. We're defending well. We're not defending well when you're conceding 10 shots in the box every bloody game. Do you know how many do you know how many Arsenal conceded yesterday against Lens? 3. We're not defending well.